I was listening to a great video this morning, and it was basically a transcribed conversation of indigenous elders from the Lakota country, and it was just really, I revere the indigenous community so much and how connected they are to the source of all things and Mother Earth and just, Mother Nature. It's just, they're feeling things before they're actually hitting us in our civilization right now. And one of them spoke up, worried about, the next generation of kids, the next generation of the indigenous people, the next generation of the world. And, why aren't people really paying attention to what's happening right now? It was just a fascinating video. And they said, what the hell are we doing sitting here around and doing nothing? And does anyone not see the fire that is on its way? And the fire that is, brewing from Mother Earth, and how it's hitting, every part of our world right now. And there is incredible flooding. There's either extraordinary water coming up through the ground, or there is droughts. There are droughts, hitting various parts of the planet, right? So this upheaval of complete polar opposites of what's happening is just incredible. And there's this division too of hate, and we're being absolutely separated right now in our world for various reasons, be it if it's our skin color, or if we've been jabbed or not, or our sexual orientation, like all of it. We're being completely divided, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to tell you that something feels weird right now. And if you can't see the division, and if you can't see the craziness that's happening in this world right now, then I'm going to just offer to you guys to just close your eyes and spend that quiet time with yourself. And can you feel it, right? So you might not be able to see it, but can you feel it? And there was an incredible point that was made in this conversation that I witnessed this morning. And the statement was, they'll never listen. They have to suffer. And for the people that are living a very complacent life right now, and just going on with just, thinking that they have to live a certain way, and live under the dictation of how the government is telling them to live. That is not honoring your natural sovereign soul. So when they said they'll never listen, they have to suffer, they then said, the time is now. It's here. The wind is here. The wind of change is here. The fire is here. The water is here. We know that. And there are these prophecies, these indigenous prophecies that they've been living for, they say, well over 200 years, knowing that this is on its way. Even the Bible has it, written that it is here, it's on its way, and it actually is here right now. And the next generation, the kids are saying, so like, what's going to happen to me, right? So there's this fear that comes up with the younger generation, because it's up to us as the elders of the village, be it if we are from, our villages of our towns and the cities we live in, or the indigenous villages, right? It's all the same, of having the wiser people in the community that are going to guide the kids, guide the next generation, protect the next generation, to where they are going to be then eventually the wise elders of the village when we're gone. It's up to us to change the people's minds. So because people need to change now. People must change. The direction is here for us to change now, and the values have to change. People's values for what they've, the value of your own sovereign self, the values of what's being taught in the school system, the values of our government that are telling us how to live a certain way. All these values have to change. Because there's no mercy in nature. When we are living against natural law, there is no mercy. If we are flowing and living and adhering to the law of nature, the natural law of all things, we have a beautiful symbiotic life. We are in flow with nature. And right now we're not. We know this. Collectively as a whole, on our earth plane, we are not coexisting in love. And as I said, there is no mercy in nature. The only thing that applies is the rule of law in nature, the natural law. So we have, one of the natural laws are peace. And, with peace, and that is a peace in our heart, that is peace in our soul, that is peace radiating out from us, that is compassion and peace for ourself and our health and the love and the happiness for our brothers and sisters that coexist with us. That has to happen. And we have justice. That is another natural law. The law of justice. And that our leaders in our community must be fair to the people. And if our leaders are not fair to the people, there will be retribution against them. That is just the way that nature works. Because good will always win. The other thing for the law of nature is power. And the power of being united, the power of the people, the power of the good mind, the power of the one mind, the power of us being connected and just being able to put our minds together to become one. One force for the good. One mind that honors God, one mind that honors all the principles of love and compassion and peace and justice. That will always win. And it may feel like dark times right now, but we do know that we are moving forward. This is our faith. We do know that we are moving forward to a world that is going to be so magnificent. But before we get there, there's a lot of stuff we're going to go through. And you are either going to change your values, the values, your core values, or you won't survive. And that is the law of nature. We cannot be isolated individual people just going off into our own tangents and being separate from the world, being separated from God, being separated from the divine order of nature. Our earth has no mercy. And we are going to see the shedding of the ideologies and the shedding of the, I don't want to say the people, it's been the thought processes of the people. It's been our leadership. It's been the darkness. It's been the corruption. That will be shed. Business as usual is over. the business of how we thought we were running our lives, and, you know, our houses and our life and our families and our travel and, you know, just how to live is over. We are moving forward in an incredible time. A credible time for a transformation. And it's going to get kind of crazy. I can't tell you how, because that's up to this guy, how it's going to happen. The only thing that we can do is prepare for it, and that is preparing our hearts, and that is preparing ourselves spiritually, and that is preparing us, you know, healthy, eat well, eat light, drink lots of water, stay focused on just the good stuff. Don't be in fear, because know that our life is eternal. We have signed up for this mission when we chose to be incarnated right now here in this very time of complete transformation. This is good versus evil. This is the law of natural life versus the corruption and individualistic separation from one another. We have to go to where we are being called. We have to go to where our natural life is meant to be. And it has nothing to do with materialism. And it has everything to do with living a higher conscious life. I love you guys.